what I'm saying really is low expectations is the key to happiness. Over the next 5 weeks, I am down to spend between 10 and 15 nights in the great outdoors camping. Now that's going to be fantastic if it all happens. I know, cue the thunderstorms and gales and chaos that will rain down on me just to spite me. But it's going to be interesting not just to be able to spend that much time out camping, but also because it's going to give me enough opportunity to do loads of filming and get some great footage for videos, as well as allowing me plenty of opportunity for what I also love to do, which is go out with the bare minimum kit and literally not film a single thing, not take a single photo if I can avoid it, just to say that was all just for the sake of being in the great outdoors and nothing else. And this isn't going to be a video rant or anything saying, oh, YouTube's really hard and making videos, blah, 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 because I love doing this. I absolutely love doing this. As you may have seen from my recent videos, I've literally posted 700 short form video clips in 2025 already, and it's still only August. So the reality is, I just thought it'd be fun to chat about a few of the humorous and not so humorous sides about doing all of this filming, while you're also out on massive hikes and camping and all the fun and games and stress that sometimes comes with all that. Firstly, let's talk about the humorous. It might not come as a shock to regular viewers of my videos to know, just like that I'm not too offended by looking like an idiot. I'm not too precious about trying to be a cool character on camera and coming across as some great outdoorsman who knows what on earth he is doing, or even where on earth he is sometimes. Just look at this, talking about location though. Behold, Pontcassuthla Aqueduct. Oh, absolutely epic. On the subject of looking ridiculous, I actually think a lot of the humour comes from the sheer ridiculousness of trying to be a solo wild camper and filming it all from a third person perspective. All of the running to and from the camera setup, all of the walking through gates 10 times, pretending it's the first time for the sake of the video edit. And these are the sort of things that you might see people make jokes about and TikTok shorts and stuff like that. However, it is true and it really does happen. One of my favourite walks I've done this year, and it didn't turn out to be a proper overnight camp in the end because it started thundering, talking about ridiculous, was when I did a silent video where it was purely just the sounds of nature as I was walking up and away out into the hills of Wales. And the amount of running to and from the camera I had to do, because the entire video was purely made up of shots of me walking to the camera or walking away from the camera. And of course, as soon as I got my clip, I'm running to and from. Oh no, I wasn't quite central. Oh no, I was walking funny. Oh no, I forgot my walking poles. Just so many ridiculous little things that make me, I don't know, if a walk is 7 miles, you can easily add a mile to that just from running backwards and forwards across fields trying to get nice sweeping shots of you in the great outdoors. Some of the clips that I think people would find the most humorous, maybe even relatable, but certainly the most human, are when I'm trying to do stuff in front of camera just around the campsite. So that'll be something like trying to strike up a fire with my flint and steel. And of course, sometimes you can do that perfectly first time. Those are the times the camera isn't rolling. But if I'm trying to say strike up a light for my Trangia stove at midnight, and I'm trying to use the flint and steel just as a nice little novelty for the video, sometimes I must be so flustered and frustrated because I do it a few times, it doesn't work, and so then I just keep getting more and more reckless, and of course in the end sometimes let's just use a match. But those are the moments that I always think, if people could see this now, it would paint such a different picture to the calm, relaxing camping environment. But it's all part of the humour, it's part of the fun, and like I say, sometimes it's just the fact that you're sitting there focusing and concentrating on something that makes it enjoyable, almost like, as I've said before, with a lot of walking and camping, there's a meditative element to it. Oh, absolutely love it. Anyway, let's just get back to dry land. So obviously sometimes there's humorous things that happen, there's frustrating elements. I've had more than one occasion that I've recorded loads of footage only to realise I hadn't actually recorded it, And then you're in that thing of, oh, should I just scrap the video entirely, or am I really about to break down a tent and set it back up again, and so on. But the absolute reality is that if I'm doing a camp that's just for me and just for the sake of being in the outdoors, I love it. If I'm doing a camp that I am going on a YouTube adventure, or just a nice little trip that I think, oh yeah, me and Gizmo trying to sleep in a bivvy bag, that's a fun idea to try in real life, and I'll take a few clips while we're out, and hopefully it'll all come together to make some kind of a video. But really, they're two perfectly enjoyable experiences. It's just that sometimes, of course, I'm sure many of you know, whether it's camping or going for a walk or sitting in front of a computer game, you just want to completely switch off and not be worried about stuff or thinking about things, and just really want an absolute break from everything. And that's what my little bivvy and tarp camps have really been about recently. And of course, sometimes you just have an incredibly lucky moment of being in the right place at the right time. And whether you were planning on filming or not, you have to get that shot. A brilliant example of that, on one night when me and Gizmo were trying to do a bivvy camp, I was recording us going down to make a little bit of food by the river, and as we were on our way to the river, a barn owl was hunting over the fields, and it was just amazing seeing this fantastically white barn owl hovering and swooping around, literally in the dusk of the fading light of the day. Just a beautiful moment. And even though the footage is rubbish because it was shot in low light on a phone rather than any sort of professional kit, it was brilliant, and I love it, and I love that bit of footage. Fantastic. Oh, I love camping. I love just being outside. Obviously, the hiking and the camping has to take the absolute prime spot in all of the planning, because you don't want to go out thinking you're clever and packing too lightly, but fetching all of your filming kits and then getting halfway up a mountain and going, oh, I'm an absolute idiot here. Look at this. I've forgotten my boots, for argument's sake. Stupid example, I know. But the point remains the same, that you can't go out thinking and expecting to come away with a good video. I think that that is probably the best way to enjoy making this sort of content, to not expect to go out and come back with a perfect video on every trip and every adventure. So what I'm saying really is low expectations is the key to happiness. On a serious note though, as I say, sometimes I've gone out and I've filmed and filmed and filmed. I've come back and I've hated all of it. And that's why sometimes in my short form content, you may see clips of me out in random places that you haven't seen in a proper long form video, even though it would be an excellent place to go and explore, that the long form video's basically been written off. But luckily, in the era of short form, I can always get a load of little clips out of it to talk about specific points of interest on a castle wall or something like that, for example. Anyway, I've really enjoyed just doing this. I don't know if anybody out there will have enjoyed it or not. Thank you very much for watching this video, my friends. Right now, I'm going to walk backwards and forwards across these stones in the river, just so I've got a little bit of footage that I can read out the names of some of my recent YouTube channel members and Facebook subscribers and so on. So if you are a supporter, or through PayPal or other means, then thank you very much. And if you just enjoy watching these videos from time to time, thank you very much for spending any of your moments with me. So a huge thank you to some of my recent supporters, including Rob, Reese W, Nick T, John D, Morbid, Livia, Lima Bean, Mr Dave C, 1234, Art V, Thing, Terence S, Amber S, Julie R, Kevin Y, Alice L, Jackie A, Sean B, Colin S, Elaine L, Kaz G, Rich A H, MV, James G, Zoe F, George B, Sharon L H, and Melissa S. Thank you very much for everything, everybody. Until the next time, keep it interesting, keep it tent worthy, have a fantastic day, and of course, my friends, farewell.